I'm a dermatologist. I practice in Chesterfield, Massachusetts. I purchased the XLV, and the only reason I'm doing this is something I almost never do, as my colleagues who know me well know, unless I feel very strongly about a product. I have to own it, I have to love the product and use it on a daily basis, or I just do this sort of thing because I'm not a salesperson. I feel strongly about this device. Dr. Arndt and I were approached by the company 5 years ago, maybe more. We were asked a few questions. The question was, if we could build a perfect device for treating vascular lesions, what characteristics would it have? So Ken and I thought about it and thought at first it was a joke, because no one's ever asked us what would be ideal. They bring you the device, it's too big, too noisy, has fibers, breaks, has dyes, dye kits, doesn't work very well, smells, really expensive. And then they say, what do you think? And you can't tell them the truth, so you say, it's pretty good. But no one's ever come to us and said, if you could build an ideal device, what would you build? So we actually made a list of 10 parameters. Small, solid state, quiet, 110 plug, ideal cooling, big window, variable spot size, high energy, variable pulse durations, cute, attractive. And about a year later, they brought us this demo device, and we said, what's this? They said, this is what you asked for, and they built it. It has all those characteristics, right? Ken's here, I believe. There it is. Has all these characteristics, would you agree? Oh, yeah. Small, it's cute, it's quiet, has great cooling, variable spot size, variable pulse duration, solid state, big window, incredible cooling, and it works better than what we had before. And it turns on very quickly. So I can turn it off when I'm doing a consultation, and then I turn it back on just before I start to treat the patient 60 seconds later. It's working. Sounds like I work for the company and this is an advertisement, but these are all the facts. Laser scope. Okay, so that used to be a company, but it's disappeared, and now is this. We had that device, it was a great device. This is way better, smaller, more versatile, more powerful, quieter. It doesn't break down, which that one did a lot, unfortunately, for us.
This really sets this apart from a lot of other programs out there, is this 1060 for the facial blue veins. I really think this is what's special.
But I'm trying to demonstrate the end point here, and it's very subtle. If you could just see what I'm doing, it's just doing one pulse at a time, pretty carefully, skipping, trying to put almost a centimeter between pulses. And what you'll see, by any chance, you can see the superior vessel. You can see that end point I was trying to demonstrate, which is basically shrinkage of the vessel.
Some of you I know use this device for leg veins. I find it very helpful, and my favorite of the lasers for leg veins. The question is, why did Dr. Weiss stretch the pulse duration from 10 to 12 if he was treating pigment? And the answer, I believe, is when we first developed the Q-switch lasers, we thought the target was melanosomes. And the thermal relaxation time of melanosomes, which are less than 1 micron, is in the nanosecond domain. It turns out the target probably is melanocytes, which are much bigger, for which the thermal relaxation time is in the millisecond domain. And I think Bob's correct. You stretch it out. The pulse duration for pigment is actually, the desired pulse duration is a little bit longer. This is a beautiful result. This is as good as you'd ever achieve with, I think, one treatment with IPL.
Yeah, this is as good as aggressive fluid.
Yeah, very aggressive.
And she had this type of scarring, and it was like a year later. And it was indurated. It was this dusky, purplish erythema. And so what I did was I did lasergenesis. You said you don't have lasergenesis. You need to get that add-on. It is a great device. I used the lasergenesis, which is the Micropulse 1064, for a variety of things. It helps sort of like that background, mild pigmentation and mild ruddiness. It helps acne. It helps mild acne scarring. Now you've got to have them sign on for a minimum of 6 treatments. Minimum of 6. But most people start seeing the improvement after about the 3rd one. And there is 0 pain. We typically do anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 pulses for the entire face. So you like your laser genesis?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love this device. And I was actually very skeptical initially, going, why am I getting this? I don't really need this. But the laser genesis is even better, in my opinion, for marketing to your under 35, under 40 patients. This is a go-to for, and you know, you get them young. Skin tone. Yeah. You get them young. It's great for Asian patients.
You see much better results here than you would with a single treatment of IPL. This is a single treatment, more photo age on the left side. I think that's an incredible result for one treatment. You see the improvement in pigmentation.
Well, what's remarkable about the device we were just playing with this week, we're in the middle of a treatment, and I have 3 favorite settings. I'll show them to you in a minute. We can go from a 3 to a 4 to a 10 millimeter spot, and you hear it, and you can almost watch the little gyro moving inside the handpiece. You can hear it go, and it doesn't even go into standby. And it lets you keep firing. It's unbelievable. There's no other device in this entire space. You get reproducible, beautiful results. I've only ever had one patient who did not respond.